When we add applications to our system, which we will be able to do, they can be added all the way along this whole side. We can add more and more and more, and pretty soon this could get very, very crowded. So you want to be able to pick and choose the applications that you want. When you do select applications and install them, if they're not the application that you want, or if it doesn't do what you want it to do, uninstall it. And we'll be discussing that in a later video. Let's go back now to the start screen. Can we do it manually? Certainly. Just right mouse click on the screen, see the All Apps icon again, click on it, and now we're back to the start screen. There is also another interesting thing about the start screen. It has a integrated search feature. Boy, that sounds fancy. What does that do? Well, anywhere on the back of this screen, not on any of the tiles again, it actually is sensing what you can type. Let me show you. If you're a Windows 7 user, you may want to get to the control panel. Well, that's a built-in application in Windows. It's also in Windows 8. But how do I get to it? By simply moving your mouse pointer to any blank spot on the background of the start screen, just start typing what you like. In this case, control panel. All I did was type CON, and I was presented with some interesting things to look at. At the screen changed from start, it changed to apps. The first thing that came up was control panel. Now if you look to the far right here, you'll see it says search. And it actively put what I typed here into the search box. It also picked what, in this case, the default control panel, and said it's an application. So it went to the applications and put it up there for me. We can search for settings, files, and we can actually search on some of these other tiles. We'll get into that shortly. But let's just open Control Panel. Now, since Control Panel is an application that is run in the desktop environment, where do you think it's going to go? Let's find out. I'll click on Control Panel, and it went to our desktop, if you will. And, of course, it opened up the Control Panel. Again, if you're a Windows 7 user, you're probably familiar with this screen. That's how you can get to it. Again, to close it, we'll just simply grab the top of the screen and we'll drag it down. So searching can be done very, very easily. In Windows 7, you had to start the start orb and then start typing. Here, you just simply start typing on the back of the screen. There's another issue that is very, very particular to the start screen, and I find this quite helpful as well. If you move the mouse to any corner of the screen, if there's anything that can be called up, it will be called up. As you can see, I'm hitting the top left and bottom left. Now let's go to the top right, and let's go to the bottom right. And look what happened when I went to the bottom right. Some things popped up. Let's do that again. These are called charms. If I move my mouse up to them, you can see we have a little gear called settings, devices, that is if we're going to add or remove devices. We have an actual icon to get back to the start screen if we're not at the start screen. We have share, where we can share certain things with people and friends on the internet. And we also have our search function. You'll also notice too that when we have the charms menu up, that we have in the lower left corner of the screen, we have the time and date. Let's go through some of these. One of the first questions people ask is, how do I exit Windows? Do I just turn off my computer? No, you don't want to do that. You want to go through the normal shutdown procedure. Well, believe it or not, this is not obvious. As you can see, there's no start orb, so how do we turn it off? Well, the way we do that is we go to the charms bar again, select the little gear Settings, and from Settings you'll see we have Start, Tiles, Help. Remember that one because that'll come in handy for you. It shows an icon of our network, speaker, which is our sound volume, brightness changing. Well, we don't have that available on our screen here, so that's not active. As you can see, it's grayed out. Notifications to let us know if there's anything that we should know. For example, updates that might be available. Keyboard. This is really designed primarily for changing the language in the control panel to select the keyboard for your particular language. But we also have something called Power. If I click on the Power button, I have three options: Sleep, Shutdown, and Restart. I'm not going to select either of these right now, but if you wanted to shut the system down, you just simply point to the shutdown and click on it, and it will then shut Windows down. How do I turn it on? You just simply turn on your computer. Now there's one other option I wanted to show you here at the bottom, and that's called Change PC Settings. We will have a video on how to do this. I just wanted you to know that it's here. When you click on it, it'll open up the gear, and you'll be able to do all kinds of things over here. You'll be able to personalize it. That means the Start lock screen, you can change it to something else. The Start screen, well, you can change it, but you can't add your own. You can only change colors and backgrounds that are supplied by Microsoft. However, you can change your account picture. Don't I look beautiful? Well, that's not me, although it could be. If you have a picture of yourself, you can browse to wherever you have that picture, and it will then put that picture and personalize your login screen. We'll be discussing some of these and show you how to do that at a later video. Now, how do we get back from this screen? Well, this is not an application per se, but if you grab it, just like you do with any other, and drag it down, you've now closed it. Well, I think that's going to end this particular video. Step back, look at it, practice, play with it. Don't be afraid to click on things. We'll be going on to the Start screen again. We'll be adding more things to it and discussing more things in a later video. Thanks for watching.